Read Out Loud presents Before Life Got Serious. Chapter 1. The Late Train. The train was late again, and Aman was already tired of waiting. He stood on platform 4, wiping sweat from his forehead and thinking about the entrance exam that would decide his future. His parents believed this exam was more important than anything else in his life, including happiness. That was when he heard a voice behind him. Is this train ever on time? He turned and saw a girl standing there with a large backpack and an annoyed expression. Her hair was tied carelessly, and she looked like someone who had already argued with life too many times. I think the train is also confused about where it wants to go, Aman replied. She laughed, surprised. I am Ria, she said. I'm going to become an engineer, whether I like it or not. Same here, Aman said. Except I don't even know what I want to become. The train arrived, and they boarded it together without realizing that this moment would stay with them for years. Chapter 2. A conversation that didn't end. They found seats close to each other. What started a small talk slowly turned into something deeper. They spoke about coaching classes, pressure from home, and the fear of failing. Ria admitted she wanted to write stories and work in films someday, but her parents did not believe that was a real career. Aman told her about his love for photography, a passion he had never shared with anyone before. By the time the train reached Delhi, Aman felt like he had known Ria for much longer than a few hours. It feels strange, Ria said, like this conversation shouldn't end here. Aman nodded, hoping it won't. Chapter 3. Coaching Class Days. Life in Delhi quickly became busy. Days were filled with classes, notes, and constant pressure to perform better. In the middle of this stress, Ria became Aman's comfort. They met during tea breaks, shared notes after lectures, and talked late into the night about everything except their exams. Slowly, their conversations became the best part of their day. One night, Ria asked, do you think life actually starts after we clear these exams? Aman thought for a moment and said, maybe life is already happening and we are too scared to notice. Ria smiled at his answer, and Amal felt something change inside him. Chapter 4. Feelings They Never Spoke. Neither of them talked about love, but it showed in their actions. Aman always saved a seat for Ria in class, and Ria waited for Aman even when he was late. One evening, they sat on hostel terrace, watching the city lights below. Ria rested her head on Aman's shoulder without saying anything. If one of us fails, she said softly, promise we won't blame each other. I promise, Aman replied, even though his chest felt heavy. They stayed like that for a long time, letting silence speak for them. Chapter 5. The Day Everything Changed. The results were announced on a hot afternoon. Aman cleared the exam. Ria did not. She tried to smile, but did not reach her eyes. I am happy for you, she said, though her voice shook silently. Aman shook his head. I don't feel happy. This was the plan, Ria said. You worked hard for this. You were part of my plan, Aman replied. Ria stood up and looked away. Love doesn't change results, Aman. Reality always wins. For the first time, Aman understood what she meant. Chapter 6. Distance between them. Ria left the city to look for writing work. At first, they stayed in touch through calls and messages. They promised each other that distance would not change anything. But slowly, the calls became shorter and the silence became longer. Life demanded more from both of them. One night, Ria said, I don't want to be reason you stop moving forward. Aman replied, and I don't want you to move forward without you. Neither of them had an answer after that. Chapter 7. Years later. 5 years passed. Aman became an engineer with a stable job and a busy life. But something inside him always felt unfinished. One evening, while scrolling through his phone, he saw her name. Riya Sharma had written a film that was being talked about everywhere. Aman watched it alone. The story felt familiar in ways he could not ignore. When the film ended, a line appeared on the screen. Some people leave before life gets serious, but they love behind memories that shape who we become. Aman sat quietly, letting the words sink in. Chapter 8. Before Life Got Serious. Aman attended the film's event a few days later. He saw Ria standing confidently talking about her work. She noticed him and smiled. They hugged, comfortable and calm, like time had softened everything. I wrote a story, Ria said quietly. I lived it, Aman replied. They did not talk about the future or the past. Some stories did not need to continue. As Aman walked away that evening, he realized something important. The next part of his life had happened before responsibilities took over, before fears became stronger than dreams, and before life got serious. And maybe that was enough.
Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this narration, consider liking this video and subscribing to my channel for more moral tales from the great authors of the past. Until next time, stay kind and curious.